I copy your check-in.
October 1st, 2013. Inside a quiet public library in San Francisco, a 29-year-old male is typing on a Samsung laptop. Around him, several people appear to be reading. They are federal agents. The man is Ross Ulbricht. Investigators believe that he is someone else entirely online. The Dread Pirate Roberts, anonymous operator of Silk Road, the hidden marketplace that transformed the illegal drug trade into something resembling online shopping like your typical Amazon. The agents have followed Ross into the library, but arresting him is not enough. His computer is severely encrypted.
It's completely encrypted and nobody knows that it's you who sent it.
If he closes the lid, locks the screen, or reaches the wrong key, the evidence inside may disappear behind a password they physically cannot break. They need the laptop open, they need Ross signed in, and they need to take it before he understands what is actually happening. An undercover investigator sends a request through Silk Road's private staff chat. Ross begins working on it. Two agents behind him stage a loud, violent argument and altercation. Ross turns. Another agent lunges across the table, takes the computer and passes it before Ross can even react. It only takes seconds. On the screen is Silk Road's administrative system. Ross is logged in under an account labelled Mastermind. The arrest was the ending. Silk Road began as an experiment, but that changed when Ross realised just how profitable it could be. Ross grew up in Austin, became an Eagle Scout, and studied physics and materials science. Influenced by libertarian economics, he imagined a market beyond government control, where reputation replaced street violence. Silk Road launched in January 2011. Tor concealed the site. Bitcoin moved the payments without a bank. And escrow and reviews created trust. Ross even grew mushrooms so the market would have its very first product. To attract customers, someone using the name Altoid promoted Silk Road publicly on a forum.
I came across this website called Silk Road. It's a Tor hidden service that claims to allow you to buy and sell anything online anonymously. I'm thinking of buying off it, but wanted to see if anyone here had heard of it and could recommend it. I found it through Silk Road 420, which, if you have a Tor browser, directs you to the real site at this link. Let me know what you think.
Later, the same username posted a programming job linked to an email contacting Ross Ulbricht's real name.
I'm looking for the best and brightest IT pro in the Bitcoin community to be the lead developer in a venture-backed Bitcoin startup company.
The clue sat unnoticed, but it would eventually lead investigators directly to him. A Gawker article exposed Silk Road to a mass audience. Registrations surged, vendors multiplied, and political demands to close it only created more publicity. The administrator and founder of the site adopted the name Dread Pirate Roberts, also known as DPR.
The Dread Pirate Roberts never takes prisoners.
I can't afford to make exceptions. I mean, once word leaks out that a pirate has gone soft, people begin to disobey you, and then it's nothing but work, work, work all the time.
A title that could supposedly pass between people. Ross built an inner circle known mainly by usernames. The market became a remote criminal company selling drugs at enormous scale. In less than 3 years, Silk Road grew to more than 115,000 buyer accounts and processed over 1.5 million transactions, worth approximately $213 million US. Investigators closed in from several directions. FBI agent Christopher Tarbell hunted the server. Homeland Security investigator Jared Deyegian controlled a staff account called Cirrus. IRS investigator Gary Alford searched for Silk Road's earliest public traces. But the investigation was about to become as compromised as the market itself. In 2013, Administrator Curtis Green was arrested and began cooperating. Soon afterward, Bitcoin disappeared through credentials linked to him. Ross believed Green had stolen it, but Secret Service agent Sean Bridges had stolen the money illegally. Ross contacted a trafficker named Nob, unaware Nob was DEA agent Carl Force. Investigators staged a death photograph. Green survived, but Ross apparently believed the murder was completely real. Force and Bridges were later convicted for stealing, extortion, money laundering, and obstruction. Their corruption did not erase the evidence against Ross, but showed how quickly investigators had adopted Silk Road's false identities and hidden money. Then Ross entered a darker negotiation, one in which nobody may have been who they claimed. User Friendly Chemist threatened to expose Silk Road customer data unless Ross paid a debt connected to another account. Lucy Drop. Red and White claimed to represent a Canadian drug organisation with bikie connections. That connection was never independently verified. Ross asked Red and White to silence Friendly Chemist physically. The account claimed the problem had been handled. Ross later paid roughly $500,000 in Bitcoin for 5 alleged killings connected to further threats.
Your problem has been taken care of. He won't be blackmailing anyone again, ever.
No evidence has been found that those murders occurred. Prosecutors later alleged James Ellingson controlled both Lucy Drop and Red and White, meaning Friendly Chemist, the missing debtor, and Red and White, the supposed crime boss, were likely part of the same deception allegedly orchestrated by Ellingson. Ross may have been scammed, but the messages and payments showed he appeared willing to buy real violence to protect Silk Road customer identities. While he fought invisible enemies online, 3 real-world trails were closing around him. The FBI located infrastructure linked to the market. Gary Alford found the Altoid posts. Customs officers intercepted fake identity documents bearing Ross's photograph, while network records connected administrative activity to places he had used devices at. Agents placed Ross under surveillance. Cirrus sent DPR an urgent request. They watched Ross open the protected system and type in the encrypted response key before staging the distraction that began this story in the first place. The unlocked laptop contained the administrative panel, private keys, source code, financial records, chats, and a journal describing Silk Road's creation. At trial, Ross pled guilty to creating the site, but argued he had transferred control and was later lured back as a fall guy. Prosecutors said the laptop proved continuous involvement. In February 2015, he was convicted on 7 non-homicide counts. He was not convicted of murder for hire. None of the alleged victims were proven dead. He received 2 life sentences plus concurrent terms. After more than 11 years in prison, Ross received a full presidential pardon by Trump on January 21st, 2025.
And if you vote for me on day 1, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
Silk Road disappeared, but its model survived. Tor could hide a website and Bitcoin could obscure identities, but neither could erase every human mistake. One forgotten username, one intercepted package, and one unlocked laptop brought the empire down. Because on the dark web, you never really know who's on the other side of the screen.